Yes, hello. You know what? Yes, with a heavy heart that I have to make these videos, right? Of course, I'm talking about Alejandra Ayala, Hannah Rankin's opponent, who was put in hospital, 2 operations, almost killed. And I've got an update on what's happening, man. And so I've been searching on all the articles that have come in the last week to see what's going on, see how much mention there is, right? Now, the first thing is Boxing News, the British weekly publication, has no mention again of Ayala's condition, how she's improved. Nothing whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever. I made a video on this guy, the creepy guy, John Dennon, who's left Boxing News. All he used to do is write about women's boxing. He ain't got no space, nor the editor for it. Anyway, I've done these videos, right? Of course, the background, you know, this girl, Alejandra Ayala, got put in hospital, had 2 operations. Yeah, apparently she's now walking, eating, and speaking. But, you know, that doesn't mean she's living a normal life, yeah? They say she can spend another month at least in hospital. So how long is that? What, that's 6, 7, 8 weeks in hospital? Come on, man. Anyway, so, you know, boxing is a disgrace, man. Yeah. So I'm going to have a look through the articles that have come out in the last week, right? The BBC Sport, number 1. Hannah Rankin, Scottish world champion, looking forward despite scary experience. Yeah. She says, Hannah Rankin, her passion for boxing has not been diminished, despite her last opponent ending up in a hospital. Yeah. You can't celebrate or be happy about the achievement until you know they're going to be better. Well, are they going to be better? No, they've had life-threatening injuries, man. Yeah? Don't be real, man. She said that Ayala's parents remained by her side, according to BBC Scotland, and from suggested her recovery was going better than expected. What does that mean, man? These are like abstract, better than expected. You mean she didn't, you know, she didn't pass away? I'm sorry, man. Rankin goes, we all know the risk when you get in the ring on the fight night. Yeah? I'm aware of the dangers associated on our sport, but British boxing control is one of the safest in the world. Yeah, apart from letting a woman who had a serious brain anomaly 3 years ago not only fight Savannah Marshall, but come back in the country, not be scanned, yeah, and fight the big chunky Hannah Rankin. Yeah. So that's the BBC. It doesn't really talk anything about, oh, she's going forward. Hannah Rankin, this woman seems dark. I remember Michael Watson got badly hurt. It's very similar from what I can understand. You know, the papers were on it all the time. Yeah. Okay, and let's go to, this is the Daily Record. Luss, that's a place in Scotland. World champion Hannah Rankin aims to inspire more girls into boxing. This is the first paragraph. Hannah retained her world super featherweight, welterweight titles in Glasgow last month. And I said that a key part of being world champion is to be a positive role model for the sport. This is written by a guy called Fraser Clark on the 9th of June, 2022. Yeah? So she's hoping, allegedly, that her homecoming world title defense can inspire more girls to get involved in boxing. This is the same homecoming world title defense that almost killed another woman who should not even have been there. Hannah Rankin says it was an amazing night. I have to say thank you to all the fans, to headline the Hydro, and have such a massive array of people from different backgrounds. Oh, notice the diversity reference. Coming to support me was just incredible. I'm hoping the young girls will now see there's a pathway there. When I was growing up, there weren't many strong female role models in boxing, and so it goes on, man. They're going to know how great it is to have a female role model and how women should be inspired to box. Yeah? Yeah? And then she goes on. Yeah, she thanks the team and medics for their support of her opponent, who was recovering in Glasgow hospital. Again, it's very vague. You don't know what happens. My promotional company, Dennis Hobson Promotions. Right. That's why Porky hasn't mentioned it. That's why that fat pig hasn't mentioned it. Because his boyfriend, Dennis Hobson, promoted it. And Sam Kynock had been in close contact with Alejandra and her parents. She's doing very well. She's now on demand. Even though she's going to be another month in. This is just sickness, man. Yeah. Oh, let's talk about how great, you know. Let's talk about how great it is for girls to do boxing, even though I put my last opponent, who shouldn't have been there, who wasn't prepared, who had a brain anomaly, yeah, had never even won a round against a world-class opponent, yeah, got put in hospital. I mean, this is sick. Why would the Daily Record concentrate just on how great it is? Yeah, that she had a homecoming world championship, even though she almost killed someone. That should inspire more girls to get into boxing. Well, it's the agenda. That's what it is. You don't need to be told that. And then, I'm laughing because I'm so sickened and frustrated. 6th of June, 2022, Abertay University, somewhat Scottish University, hosts the first UK conference on boxing performance and combat sports. Yeah. Around 60 people attended the event, including WBA and WBC super welterweight. I'm not sure they got that right. she's WBA, I believe, in IBO. World title holder Hannah Rankin. Hannah Rankin came to give a talk to the university about how great her career is as a boxer, her career highs and challenges she's faced along the way. And I'm going, oh, we had to get over so many barriers. Yeah, even the rubbish women boxers are being pushed so much. Even tonight, as I'm talking, yeah, on Sky TV, there's all these really whack women's boxers boxing on the undercard. Yeah, there's Ebony Jones, allegedly the White Joe Fraser. All these women have been pushed forward, and they don't have the skills to even be on TV, man. Yeah. And then we carry on. From a site called Sado Boxing, Hannah Rankin was WBA Fighter of the Month. Imagine that, man. Yeah. The WBA decided that Hannah Rankin was the Fighter of the Month for May, even though she almost killed someone. And that's the truth. You got to be real with the words you use. Yeah. It does not mention, and this would be a press release from WBA, you know that. Yeah, it does not mention much about her opponent, Ayala. Yeah. And she was still awarded the highest award for the month of May. And they thank Hannah Rankin for her involvement in the recovery of her opponent. What has she done? She's put up a couple of tweets, and then she's got on with her business. Yeah. She's gone releasing press releases to papers about how great it is that she can be a role model for women. Yeah, she's gone to university to give talks, yeah, about women fighting. I mean, this is sick, man. WBC, by the way, have kind of gone after Rankin, so there should be an investigation into the fight. Now, I'm not, the WBC are not to be trusted. Yeah, and this guy Eric Armey, I've talked about him on the other videos, who's head of the Commonwealth Council, had a real go. How dare the WBC get involved, talking about the fight and a woman almost being killed. I mean, I'm trying to use those words, right? But I'm paraphrasing to be real. Yeah. Oh, how bad it is. Oh, they didn't even sanction it. So what's he got to do with them? Imagine the cheek, the arrogance, the nastiness. Oh, these people can't commentate on a poor woman who had a brain anomaly and who was thrown into a world title challenge when she had no right to be in there and never won a round against a world-class opponent. Oh, how disgusting is their commentating? You, Eric Armpit, are disgusting. Yeah, I covered him on the last video. And we've got Sky Sports. Sky are disgusting, degenerate, media source. Yeah, they're part of the Murdoch empire that has the scum, the news of the world, which is defunct after hacking a dead girl's mobile phone. Yeah, and he owns loads and loads of news outlets around the world. And so he's a real agenda pusher. He had a wife. He was a rice driller. And she got nailed by Tony Blair. These people are all sick. So, right. This is an article on the 7th of June, 2022 by Sky Sports, who had no other report about Ayala. Hannah Rankin prepared to come to Liverpool for a unification fight with Natasha Jonas. Yeah? That's all they got to say. And Hannah Rankin insists she's prepared to come to Liverpool and defend the title against Natasha Jonas in her rival's home city. Hannah Rankin ain't even bothered. She's like, oh, I'm supporting her. What, you gave one tweet? Oh, prayers for Ayala. You don't care. Yeah. Hannah Rankin's starting to really disgust me, and she can stick a bassoon. She's a professional bassoon player. She can stick a bassoon up her batty hole, man. Yeah? And they try and put a positive spin on it, Sky. Ayala underwent surgery, but after welcoming news of Ayala's recovery, she hasn't recovered. Stop lying. She's severely debilitated. She will be handicapped. We do not know what the true extent is. they've said she'll be in hospital for another month. Right? So she's not recovered, man. It disgusts me, these people. Yeah? And then you got Natasha Jonas. Accused Rankin's team of Stalin, saying, hey, I want a date of anyone in the past, money has been... All they care about is these fights, man. Yeah? And pushing the agenda. If it don't fit the agenda, they will not write about it. Right? And the fact the woman got badly hurt, almost killed in a world title fight with a brain anomaly, and I've gone, you should have been there, and blah, blah. They doesn't fit their agenda because they want to push women's boxing. Why they want to push women's boxing? Because it's a whole thing of, oh, women are just the same as men. We can all do the same thing. There's no difference. That sickening, inverted agenda, right? Okay, and now we move on to the only article, one of the few ones I could find, yeah, that actually talks about Ayala and her progress. And this is, of course, a Mexican website, yeah, Tijuana News. It's called elimparcial.com, which means impartial one, I guess. And there's a bit about Tijuana, and which is the area where Ayala comes from. The Mexican boxer does not have an exact date of return to the country. She will remain in Scotland for medical supervision for another month or two. Yeah. So if it's 2 months, that means she spent 3 months in hospital on observation. What does that mean? It means it's serious, the damage has been done to her. Yeah, and they say she can now eat, walk and talk, but she can't remember anything about a fight. That's expected. But eat, walk and talk, what does that mean? Walk 5 yards maybe? Talk slowly? You know, pass a bit of food in her mouth? There's no detail there, man. That's not enough. How injured is she? Yeah. It carries on. She continues her recovery at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Glasgow, after the blows which caused a subdural hematoma. Yeah. And like I said, it goes on. She doesn't remember anything. And there's no quotes, by the way, from Alejandra. And they say, oh, she can talk, but they don't quote her at all. That means two things. She can't really talk very well. Yeah. Or what she'd say would disrupt the narrative. Yeah. Another 2 months in Scotland. And this is interesting, right? She will continue for at least a month or 2 months in Scotland under medical supervision and the support of the Fight Academy company, who's in charge of organising the fight. Whoa, what do you mean the support of the Fight Academy country? Now, we got the NHS in the UK, so obviously they're not paying for it. They're not paying for her treatment, yeah? This is going on the NHS, and that's fine, man. That's a good thing about the NHS. We help all people, yeah? Although it can be taken advantage of, you know? Health tourists and so on, and you know, but in this case, obviously, you know, it's vital they look after her. Now, so Fight Academy, all they can say is giving her the full support. What do you mean support? They turn up once a week, go, hey, how are you? Oh, great. Oh, look, I bought you some grapes and some bananas. Nice one, Ayala. Please don't talk to the press about this. You know, maybe we can come to some kind of, you know, some kind of agreement. Yeah, this is what it stinks of. Why has this not been investigated by the British Boxing Board of Control? Why has this not been, well, maybe it has. Why is this not a press scandal that they let a woman with a brain anomaly fight in the UK? Right. And finally, we look at Hannah Rankin's Twitter, right? There's hardly any mention of Ayala in the entire, in all her tweets, just prayers and stuff. In the last 5 days, she's been bragging on how many girls came to watch her at a public workout. There's 5 days ago, there's one thing. Big thank you to everyone who supported and looked after Alejandra and her family so far, right? And she links up to the BBC article I talked about earlier that hardly says anything. And this is where it gets nasty. She copies in at Sam Kynock, at Dennis Hobson, at the hospital, yeah, that's fine, at Fight Zone UK and the British Boxing Board of Control. She's thanking the people that arranged the fight between a woman who had no reason to be there, should never have been there, yeah, who had a brain anomaly, and the British Boxing Board of Control, Dennis Hobson, Sam Kynock, and Fight Zone TV, yeah, agreed that she could fight. Disgusting. And she's actually thanking these people. What have they done? Nothing. The hospital, of course, thank you. God bless you. Yeah? And what the rest of her tweets is just talking about, retweeting stuff from Kynock Boxing and Fight Week They're the guys that organised their fight. Yeah. Oh, Fight Zone TV. Yeah. Who televised the fight. Says, Team Rankin is in the form of her career. She's created national history with her career. Headlining Scotland's iconic hydro venue. What's next for Hannah? Tell us in the comments. She retweeted this, Hannah. Yeah? Imagine that. All they care about is the next fight. And another one, Hannah Rankin retweet. Abertay University, by the way, have a rainbow-coloured logo for Pride Month. I mean, it's all, these things are all interconnected. Going on about how, the international, boxing performance and combat sports conference that she was at to talk. It's disgusting, man. This woman, man, she can get a huge bassoon and stick it in a batty hole, for all I care. And she has beef with Natasha Jonas that I just mentioned. Oh, yeah, I'll say it again, no problem giving you a shot at my title. Let's sort out the details. This woman is still in hospital, probably for another 2 months. And all you're talking about is your next fight, you scumbag. Yeah? And that's it, man. That's it. Yeah? Just going on about Fight Zone, retweet. Oh, it's such a pleasure to be invited to Abertay University and talk about boxing. Oh, it's so good. Look at these girls. Keep up the work. He's got these young kids that are boxing. These girls. Yeah, come on, box. It's so great. It's disgusting, this woman. Yeah, she has absolutely no respect and time. Yeah, there's something called Gloves Red. Yeah, and they're talking about boxing. The review, Scottish Boxing May 2022. Glackin and Harkin, entertaining and whatever. Rankin, Collins and McCann all have outstanding performance. Hannah Rankin has an outstanding performance, they said. This was 3 days ago, by almost killing someone. That's what they got to say. And Hannah goes, oh, thanks, Gloves Red, for the write-up. You make me sick, man. You're a disgusting woman. You get your bassoon and stuff it in your batty hole. Yeah, you probably like it too, you get me? And this is the state. I don't need to explain how disgusted I am, but remember, this shows you the state of media, of the sport, that they're pushing the agenda. Women boxing, women boxing, women boxing, women boxing. Women are just like men, no problem. And they're completely ignoring something that would upset the populace about a woman almost being killed when she shouldn't have been in there. Yeah, let me tell you about that. Boxing News said nothing. The mainstream media said nothing. The only person that said anything is Triple B, the base boxing basement. I'm not bigging myself up at all. Yeah, because this is a serious question. This is a serious scenario. Yeah? But why is it only a tiny channel with whatever I got, 1,600, 500 viewers? Why is it only a tiny channel that cares about this woman? And the Boxing Board said nothing. Boxing News said nothing. It's disgusting, man. I want to stop. Yeah? Some people suggest there's a payoff going on. And the people involved, the media, the board, all this kind of stuff are agreed not to make any statement or mention it at all. I don't know. I mean, that's allegations, so I cannot back that at all. But I've seen some people talk about it. The only other guy that mentioned it, apart from the Triple B, is Craig Scott, I think, from Boxing Social, and that was only in an article. Everybody should be talking about. Where are you, fat, disgusting, skaghead porky, talking about this? Your pal put a woman in serious jeopardy. Yeah, I'm sick of this. I've had enough.